Should I leave my notes out or no? Was that tacky?
No, you can keep them out.
I'll actually keep them out. Who cares? Who
You'd
cares?
be like a news reporter.
I know.
Justin.
Justin, no, I'm Mike.
Welcome to Up, Down, Left, Right. I'm Charles.
I'm Mike.
And we got rid of Jeff because he doesn't talk anyway.
You know, just we're saving time. Anyway, you know, it takes me less time to hook up a mic and headphones.
I can choose less edits based off of just us.
Right. So we literally just have a camera on me, you, me, you, me, you.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It is perfect. It's perfect.
Today we're talking Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed. Whoosh, kill someone from behind.
This was we actually got somebody to comment and they wanted us to talk Assassin's Creed.
They did. They were like, oh, how about Assassin's Creed? And I remember I played the very first Assassin's Creed. Yep. I haven't played any of the new. That's the only one I played. And I loved that game. I thought it was great. Looking, you know, it got like an 8 out of 10 in reviews at the time. And I look back, I feel like it was more like a 9 or even a 10 out of 10 because it was a really good game because it was different.
Yeah, I played Assassin's Creed and Assassin's Creed 2, and then I actually played a mobile game they had.
Oh yeah,
and the mobile game was awesome.
It was pretty fun.
But and that one was you played it as an assassin and you had to like walk with the crowd and you were playing
swim
online.
Underwater.
No, this.
Yeah, you could swim in the water.
Could you?
Because we played multiplayer against each other.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
you know?
And you just had to not be noticed by other assassins, and you had to like pick out who the assassin was without them noticing.
Right.
And that was awesome. But I mean, as far as the first one, like, it was okay. I really like stealth games. One of my favorite games of all time is Tenchu: Wrath of Heaven, and to me, that was the kind of stealth game I liked playing. That and
you just like ninjas in Japan though. That's you though.
Well, I was gonna say
you could care less about the medieval times and all that stuff. Like,
but I even liked the Splinter Cell games, which were like stealth games, and I could snipe so good in the Splinter Cell games, and I could not snipe whatsoever in a Halo game. And if you remember in the Splinter Cell games, the reticle, like when you're trying to snipe, you had to hold your breath.
Right, to get it to hold still.
Yeah, but I could do that without even holding my breath and making it hold still.
But I remember Splinter Cell, that was a ridiculously hard game. That was a really complicated game. It was all about waiting, really.
Right.
The waiting for the right moment. But I liked Assassin's Creed. I liked it a lot. I liked you could ride a horse. It had that open world feel to it, but it was in reality, it was just a linear game. It just had its story, you know. You could do side quests, but ultimately it all related to each other.
Yeah, and I remember for that first one how easily I got lost trying to find missions and stuff.
How did you get lost? It's not that big.
I don't know. I just remember not being very clear. It felt like.
What do you mean? You just gotta listen. It's. Talking about clear, you're playing Zelda. Zelda is probably the worst at being clear. You need a guide to play that game.
No, that game's awesome because there's no set missions, so you just kind of.
That's horrible. It's like, where do you go? I have no freaking idea where I'm supposed to go.
In Assassin's Creed, you have to progress the story, and you have to do certain missions to progress the story.
So what's the difference? You got to just pay attention. What's wrong with paying attention?
I've got ADD, I think.
Assassin's Creed was awesome. You just don't know what you're talking about. It was cool. And how it related, like with the first one with the story, I love, spoiler alert, but how when you're the main character and you go back in time, well, you're using your genetics to play your past ancestors, and you find out that the, what are they called? The Templars, essentially the company that you're being put under is the Templars, the modern day Templars. They were called. Here, I got notes. I wrote notes. I'm good.
That way we don't make mistakes and people don't.
Right, so they don't get all pissed off.
People been mean to you on Instagram going, you don't know what you're talking about.
I don't care. You know what? I don't care. But it's for me, really, just to see, because it's been a while since I played the first one.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was the Templars. Oh, Abstergo is the company. And they're the modern day Templars.
Yeah.
And then Desmond, that's the character. That's right. But and they're looking for the Apple of Eden, which is they think is the key to rule everything, rule people. But it was a cool game. It was. I liked the story a lot. I thought it was neat.
See,
But the only I do admit I would probably give it a 9 out of 10 just because the only lame part was like when you weren't playing your ancestor and you went back to your reality. All you could do is really just walk around and talk. You couldn't really do anything else.
Yeah, that was
the only
another
thing.
thing with that game. Like when you go into modern times, you don't actually do anything but walk around in a lab. I don't know if they changed that in any of the newer games.
Right.
Because I stopped playing after the second one. I've never even beaten an Assassin's Creed game. I felt like
Why are we even talking about this game then?
I don't know.
Just because of the comment. That's
Just
why.
because
Just
that's
because
it.
of you.
For you, commenter.
For you.
Our lone commenter.
Yeah. Our fan of one.
Yeah. But well, like the reason I don't think I've finished a game either is because the controls to me were not as finessed as I would have liked them.
I thought it was
be.
great. It was easy. It
And
was an
then-
easy play. Way easier than For Honor. And here you like For Honor. For Honor is a pain in the to
But
play.
there's something about the controls with For Honor.
No,
There's
it's
some
all about the
finesse and
violence.
It's
You like samurais. It's about the characters. You like admit it. You like samurais and ninjas and all those Japanese people. And here you're a white Caucasian male from the Europe. You should be liking Assassin's Creed.
I just didn't. I mean I do like samurai. They're pretty awesome. But
Samurai Jack.
But with that, like, I think of Tenchu and how, part of the Assassin's Creed game is you can climb buildings and get around and I feel like in Tenchu, like you could climb buildings and stuff and he had the grappling hook and he could just like pull himself up to a building quicker and there was something a little faster pace about movement in the Tenchu games that the Assassin's Creed games felt a little like slow and clunky when you were climbing buildings to me.
But I mean, I could be wrong, but it was one of those first games that really implemented climbing, though. Different buildings. Like, there wasn't really many games like that you could climb anything, any building, and get to the highest point. I mean, there was an achievement where you can, I think it was called Eagle's Nest achievement or something, that you climb the highest building. There weren't any other games like that. So I feel like that's an unfair thing because you're comparing ninjas with assassins of medieval times when the technology is totally different.
I mean, yeah, but
And the story's kind of different too.
The
Japanese
Assassin's Creed games are about aliens, and so you can't throw in a little
Aliens?
anachronism.
I don't know if it's about. Well, maybe the new ones are. I haven't.
Well,
Again,
it's
I've
like
only played the first one.
These people that are in the Animus, like they're being studied by aliens, and
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really. Because I want to play Assassin's Creed Origins because
Yeah,
it looks awesome. It looks amazing graphically, and it looks like a cool story. And it's nice that, the company, I'm forgetting the company.
Ubisoft?
Finally took a year off to make this game.
yeah,
Because it seemed like I counted it, and there are 19 Assassin's Creed games.
yeah, and
19.
When did the series start?
2007.
Oh, 2007.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what,
in
10
19
years.
and 10 years, so almost two every year.
That's crazy. But I mean, and out of those 19, 9 of them are on the console.
Right.
And then like 7 on the cell phone. They're like miscellaneous. There's 7 cell phone games. We can all agree those are hit or miss, but usually they're going to be a miss. It's just like a lame attempt. Because I remember back in like 2004 or 2003 on my old flip phone, I bought Call of Duty on there, and it was a top view. And it was just it was a waste of $5.
Yeah.
It was a stupid game. But that's how
I didn't realize you could get Call of Duty on
you
a flip
could
phone.
on a flip phone. Yeah.
That's insane.
And then, but they did come out with a couple games for like the DS and PSP. But yeah, 19 games. That's insane. They were definitely trying to get their money's worth. And they were doing pretty well. Like the first like couple years they got great reviews, and then Syndicate, I felt like Syndicate came out, and then that's when it just crashed and burned because people were like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like Syndicate from what I hear. And I don't know if that was probably because of the story, because I mean, to me, it doesn't seem like they make too huge leaps as far as the controls and the gameplay.
Right.
Origins, I've heard is really good. They've brought it back to the Egyptian
Time
period, and an interesting thing with Origins is they actually put like this educational mode in it.
Well, I feel like the series alone is kind of on the educational side of it, though, because they took,
I would tell that to my history teacher too,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I could play it in school.
Yeah. No, but they took certain elements from past like events. Like in 2, they had a little bit of like Leonardo da Vinci
And Leonardo da Vinci couldn't make you a grappling hook to pull you up on top of a building.
No, he's
faster?
working on planes and stuff. Why would he work on a grappling hook?
'Cause
He was too busy painting Mona Lisa,
But
which was actually him, by the way. If you don't know that, Mona Lisa is just himself. He was the first transvestite.
I don't know if that's true. I don't feel like that's true.
Well, first documented. You know, Self-documented. No.
But with
But
Origins,
it has a little bit of. I think they all have a little bit of history.
well, no, with Origins, they actually have a like a touring mode that takes out all of the gameplay,
Yeah.
and so you can actually go and as the character walk to the pyramids, and it'll like you can look at the pyramids, and you can it'll give you a history report of the pyramids on how they were built, when they were built, and all that, and then like even
Well, we all know aliens built them.
Yeah.
And they were built in the past.
right, ancient aliens.
Ancient aliens. I mean, how can you explain the Aztec temples and then the pyramid? Oh, we're getting deep.
Yeah. But
Well, that's cool. I don't know. I mean, again, with only Jeff's head here, because he's the only one that's really played the game. I don't think there's a multiplayer on this one. I think it's a single player.
yeah,
'cause
did
I've been
did they have multiplayer on other ones?
Yeah, they had multiplayer on other ones.
Yeah.
I believe they did. But again, I'm basing this off. I've only played the first one, so I'm gonna have to go back and purchase the other ones and play. And which brings me to my one point is like, if you want to get into a series, now is probably the best time. Like for example, like Uncharted. When I got my PS4, it came with Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
And I started playing it a little bit. I was like, man, this is really good. I don't know what's going on because they reference stuff from the past.
From the first
Yeah,
games.
so I just go to like a local game store and just bought all the old ones and for like $3 to $5 each and played those. So like now's a good time. Like with Assassin's Creed, I feel like now's a good time for me to play catch up. Just buy the other ones
yeah,
and play
go
through.
get the other ones. And
But on top of that, again, side note off of that, branching off is PlayStation or Sony. They have a Sony reward system now. Now they just announced not too long ago that
yeah, you were telling me about that.
Yeah, you can get points for your trophies. So for those of us like me that are trophy hunters, we want to try to get those trophies. With the Sony points, you can link it to your account and it'll take in consideration if you have like your silver, gold, and platinum trophies that you've earned. If you have 100 silver trophies, you get 100 points.
Yeah.
25 gold, you get 250 points, and then 10 platinums, you get 1,000 points. And with those points, you can redeem them for a lot of things: gift cards, controllers, tangible items.
Yeah. It sounds like a lot like the Club Nintendo that Nintendo used to have.
With their like when you bought anything Nintendo.
Yeah,
put the
which
points
was
in.
Club Nintendo was awesome. Nintendo,
It
bring
was
that
cool.
back. Whatever they have now, they have like a My Nintendo something or other, and
Yeah.
it sucks. It's not the same at all. And
Right.
the Club Nintendo, you could get really sweet prizes. You could get really
cool
good
stuff.
games, and then limited edition things. Like I remember. They had these like limited edition Nintendo cards, and I just missed them. They had like somebody collected the very last one when I went to click on it, and
Well, you could get cool things like little figurines and whatnot. Now they just have lame things like, oh, you want a coaster? Why the F do I want a coaster?
I haven't even seen solid things from them anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
It seems
it's like
it's like
wallpaper
yeah,
for your computer.
wallpaper. Yeah, it's like for your DS background, you
Yeah.
can get a
It's stupid. I don't want that.
yeah.
People,
it would be awesome if you could
I'm
you
curious
could
to
trade
see.
in Club Nintendo points for like amiibos or something
Right.
like that.
Well, I'm curious to see the demographics or statistics basically of like who really likes tangible items and who likes these virtual items. I feel like majority of people would like tangible items, but I could be wrong because
Well,
I was wrong about the multiplayer thing we were talking about last week because people like multiplayer.
Yeah.
They don't like single player. You are crazy.
If they offered awesome digital items, like if you
Like a game or something, a good game, not a lame game.
not even just the game, if you could turn in your items for special skins or outfits or something like
Yeah.
I've been playing Super Mario Odyssey,
Yeah.
and he gets all these different hats he can wear and all these different outfits he can wear. You can mix and match them. So if you could turn in your My Nintendo points for Mario skins in that game, that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm not a skins well, again, not everybody's like me. I'm not a skins person. I could really care less. But it feels like an add-on, like you can use it to go towards a DLC, like extra levels or stuff like that, or even a game. Like if it was like you could get enough to get, the virtual Pokemon games
Yeah.
on your DS. But like with Sony, but the only thing though, I suspect with the whole Sony rewards program, I was, looking at it and kind of reading into it. And I think it's another one of those reward programs, which is kind of BS, is where you can only collect those points for that month. You can't just keep, like, for example, I have I have 4 platinums trophies so far. I can't register those, so I wouldn't get 400 points. You
Right.
have to have 10 to get 1,000, and so on and so forth. And you can't just hack away at a game and just slowly collect it one at a time. You kind of have to have it all at once and then redeem it. And then when you redeem it, it's only for that month. You have to wait for the next period to redeem even for more points. And that's if they're going to let you do it again with your trophies.
Right.
So I signed up anyway because it's like, what's it going to hurt? It's not.
Right.
It's
as long
just
as they're not charging you for
right.
it, you
It's
might as
free.
well.
But if it's like that, then it's probably be another rewards program like every store out there has. That's pretty much useless. It's by the time you get the points that you want to get the cool stuff, they've either expired or whatever.
Yeah. That would
And I
suck.
was reading that too. Is if you're like a Sony member or something like that, or card holder, your points will expire in 5 years as opposed to a year and a
so
month.
you have to
In
use
5
your
years.
points in a year if you don't have the Sony like membership or
membership
credit
or something.
card or
right,
whatever.
right. Which is a bunch of
That sucks.
bull crap because like I feel like I wonder if it applies to because I have PlayStation Plus. Am I a Sony member at that point? I feel like I am since I'm paying for it.
Right. Well, and that sucks because like again going back to the Club Nintendo, you had a year to use those points and they would remind you.
Right.
But
Right. They'd send you an email.
You automatically got those points. You didn't have to go through and like earn the trophies and
Right.
then get the points. Like
Right.
whereas this is adding a little extra step. That way you can't just collect stuff. And
Right.
then you gotta.
Right.
I mean, I don't really play games for the trophies. So
See, I like. I don't know. It's
feel like that's-
rewarding. I feel.
you're trying to. I mean, it is like you're rewarding people for playing through the game and doing awesome things, but like you're also trying to like goad people into playing games a certain way.
Yeah, yeah, but I feel like that's not a necessarily bad thing because they see the game in a different light than you would normally play it. Like
Yeah.
for example, like when I play a game, I'll try and get these. Like when I played Uncharted, I played and I played it through the way I would play it through the first time, and then the next time, the second go around, I played through it like, okay, well let me try and get this achievement now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get this achievement and see how ridiculously hard they're gonna make this. So and certain games they make them retarded. They
Yeah.
really do. Like I remember Halo when they were having their whole achievements for Halo 2, and they had them like, oh, you had to be the top ranked guy on multiplayer
Right, yeah.
and it's like, dude, that's never gonna happen. That's
Yeah.
that's the dumbest one ever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like if you're gonna have these trophies and whatnot, at least make it an incentive. Again, like at least it's a step towards the right direction as far as giving you rewards, real rewards for getting achievements, as opposed to, I got a gamer score of 12 or whatever, or rank of 12.
Yeah.
And I've beaten this many games. It's like, okay, so, and because I see a lot of people too online, like they play a crap ton of games and their gamer score is really high, but then you go and look through all the games they've played and they've barely scratched the surface as far as trophies.
Yeah, I don't know much about gamer score. Like, how do they determine how
it's
high
pretty
your
much
gamer score is?
It's based off how many trophies you've collected over the time you've
okay.
played. So right now mine's at 12 because of all the trophies I have.
Yeah.
And again, I have friends online that have like 18, 20. They're at level 20 and it's not it doesn't make them better or worse, but it kind of looking at it you automatically know like, hey, this person really plays games.
Yeah.
I remember I have a couple friends now that when we first met, they were like, are you a gamer? I was like, yeah, I play a little bit. And so we exchanged gamer tags.
Yeah.
And then they look at my account and they're like, holy crap, you're a freaking gamer. Like, look at your score. Look at all these games. But the funny thing is if you look at all my game list, it's not very big. I'm the type of person I play the crap out of a game, especially if I like it. I'll play the crap out of it, get all the achievements because I like it so much.
Yeah.
And then I'll move on to the next one. I'm not like these ones that just collect a crap ton of games just because.
Right.
You know?
So that's like the other thing with this system is it either encourages you to really delve into a game or to get a game, play through it, go buy another game, play through it, and just get whatever trophies you can as quick as you can.
Right. And again, those are people out there that hate on trophy hunters out there. It just, so what if they want to do that? You know, why are you hating? I think they're hating on it because they're online and they have no face, and so you can't really. I mean, if you met them in real life, they wouldn't say nothing anyway.
Right. I think it's good that that I don't know, because I never understood the trophy thing for the longest time, because it's like, oh, you know, I got this trophy for doing this in the game, and it was just a trophy.
Right.
And that's why I never really played games for trophy. But with this, it kind of incentivizes you to play
a different way.
Play for trophies, and it makes the trophies
worth something. Right.
But
yeah. But back to Assassin's Creed. Now that we've talked about all that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So far, people have been giving the Origins really good reviews.
Yeah, Origins
from what I've been reading, and then they've sold like double than Syndicate.
Yeah,
like the market's been a lot better. And another thing too is like, there's only one downfall I've been reading, and that's mostly it's a lot of users from Reddit and all that stuff that are complaining that with the latest updates, the graphics are kind of lacking. Like something's happening really weird, and it's not many
really
funny.
People. That's what Jeff was actually telling me, that the graphics for this game looked exactly like the first game, and I was like, no, it couldn't look like the first game. That sounds crazy. That's, you know, almost 10 years.
Right, that's
like 10 years ago. Like why would that game look exactly like the first game?
Well, and the people say when it first came out, when it first released, it looked amazing.
Yeah.
But as each update comes out, I think they're on like 1.3 or something like that. It doesn't look as good. But granted, it's a small number of people that are complaining.
Yeah.
But it's definitely worth addressing, I feel like. And that's what Ubisoft's doing, is they're looking into it, and they're like, really? This is happening? And so they're looking into it.
Yeah.
So for those of you that haven't purchased it yet, or have purchased it and you notice it, don't worry, they're working on it. The question is, when will they get it done, and when will they figure it out?
Is there a difference between, because there's like the PS4 Pro now, and there's the PS4. Is there does the PS4 Pro run it better? Do you know?
Oh, nobody's been saying anything different, and I think a lot of people that do have a Pro, or I think they have this game for Xbox One. So a lot of people that have been complaining have the newer versions of what's Xbox One X.
Is that out yet?
No, I think that's out. Yeah, that's out now. I've seen people post that got it. You know.
Yeah. Well, like I know for the new Origins game, they kind of changed up a little bit. They added an RPG element to it.
Yeah, that's what I was
which,
reading. What I don't know exactly what the RPG part of it is.
So you can upgrade your weapons in this game,
Okay.
and you can hunt for things to upgrade the weapons. So I always kind of enjoy elements like that in games. It kind of I don't know. It makes me feel like I get a little more control over my character and over.
It goes to that customization. You're getting
Right.
to customize your character, and who doesn't like to customize their character?
Yeah.
I mean, even Call of Duty, when you're playing other people, you get to customize your character to
Right.
look however you want.
So I think that's awesome. But I was thinking for these Assassin's Creed game, if we decided what we would like to see in them and what changes. Like, I was saying, I played the first two and I felt it was a little clunky as far as climbing buildings and stuff. And so a game I think that does really well at climbing and running and going over obstacles were the Mirror's Edge games.
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
maybe somehow having a control system like that from a third person perspective instead of first person,
right.
and
That'd be pretty cool.
having a I don't know, like being able to wall run and stuff like that, which I think you can in the Assassin's Creed
Yeah, you
games,
can.
but like not playing the newer games, I don't know if they've kind of fixed the clunkiness of the controls.
Right. Well, again, we'll have to come back to it when one of us gets the game, or when Jeff decides to show up.
Yeah,
talk
he's the
about
only
it.
he's the only one that
that's
played the new game.
Yeah, but did you know the fun fact though? Assassin's Creed, when they first started, they were planning on it originally to be a Prince of Persia game.
Oh, were they
It was
really?
supposed to be like another Prince of Persia.
I could see that.
And then they kind of changed. They're like, oh no, let's do something different.
Yeah, I could see that they have a lot of similar mechanics in the games.
Yeah.
When was the last time they made a Prince of Persia game? It's been a while, it seems like.
I want to say again like 2011.
The last one I
2012.
played, I think, was Sands of Time, the one that had the time travel. You could
Okay.
turn back time in the
Yeah.
game.
The last one I played was on the PC,
Yeah.
and I couldn't get it because I get to the you had to pick the right antidote or whatever to drink, and I couldn't find the right one because we didn't have the manual to figure out what the
Oh, you're talking
riddle was.
That's like the really old
That's what I'm
one.
saying. Yeah, that's the only Prince of Persia I've ever played.
That's so crazy.
I haven't played any of the new
haven't
ones.
played
I missed
any.
out on all those. But again, when I played that first one, and they announced like the second one, and then the newer ones, the 3D ones, and I'm just like, no, if it's gonna have these riddles, I don't want to do it. I don't like riddles too, like wordy riddles.
No, the newer ones are way better. That old one, I mean, you'd run and jump, and then he would just keep sliding after he landed or something. I don't know. It's just so weird. The controls on it were.
Dude. But yeah. But Assassin's Creed, yeah, fun fact, it was supposed to be another Prince of Persia game.
Yeah, I could
was
see
like,
that.
Oh man, that's crazy. I didn't realize that. So technically I did play a Prince of Persia game. I
Yeah.
played Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed.
So, yeah, but what I would like to see in Assassins, maybe they did in this new game, so I don't know yet. But hopefully they have even more of a open world than they did with the first one. The first one, it was pretty open, but again, it was really linear because you were only supposed to do certain things.
Yeah,
To
and
move on to the next.
Well, I was gonna say
sequence.
it kind of sectioned you off into little areas. So you had like a little sandbox to play in, and then once you beat the missions in that, you came out of it, and then you went back in, and you were in a new area,
Right.
A new little sandbox area.
Right. And what I did like about it, which I'm sure they have in a new one, is I loved how their horse riding mechanic was. How
Yeah.
they did the horse riding. I felt like that was pretty on point.
Yeah,
I like it. I mean, way better than Skyrim. Skyrim was all right,
Right.
but this one was awesome.
Yeah, the
Oh,
I don't know
You're gonna complain.
Well, I was gonna say, I don't know if any
there's no
game-
samurai, so
I don't know. That's not what I was gonna say. I don't know if any game has really gotten the horse riding mechanics right though, because every time I mean, Red Dead Redemption, you really rely on the horse riding to get around.
Yeah, that was a fun one
And-
too.
And they did a pretty good job, but I mean, even in that game, sometimes it was pretty frustrating. And the new Zelda Breath of the Wild, like they have the horse riding mechanics, but I don't ever ride the horse. It just pisses me off.
Right.
I'm just like, F it. I'll climb up to a high mountain and glide somewhere. That's way better. For me, looking at it, I'd like to see a little more fluidity and ease over like the, almost more parkourish.
But again,
his
it might be like that. We
movements.
haven't played it yet.
Yeah. And I think a grappling hook would be awesome.
It might have it. We haven't
I
played it
doubt
yet.
there's a grappling hook
You
in
don't
any
think-
of those games.
Dude, it's in Egypt. They have a grappling hook.
No.
Yeah.
It's that's the other thing. The best thing with
Here's
games,
the-
whenever you're making prequels to
You're a
to games-
Batman and Japan lover, so of course you want a stupid grappling hook. Why do you want a grappling hook?
to get up buildings faster and to move around quicker.
Buildings weren't that big back then. The biggest thing was a pyramid.
And you're in a pyramid. The pyramids are huge.
You've never been in one?
I've been in one.
Oh, give me a break. Prove it.
I've got pictures on my Facebook, but
Yeah.
that's private. Don't look me up on Facebook.
I'll give you his name. I'll accept it for your friend request. But you know what I noticed though, seeing Origins come out and looking up on it, it seems like more and more games nowadays they release multiple versions. They
Yeah.
have the base, a collector's, and then they have like a legacy, and then they have like a ridiculous, and also the new games are starting to come out with season passes.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's irritating me. It really is. It's like, why are you releasing all these stupid things?
I don't know, because the
I'm
game
curious to see.
developers
I'm curious to see how many people actually buy those for different versions.
that stuff doesn't bother me as long as when the game first comes out, they give you a full game experience, because the developers still have to work on those games to add that DLC content.
Right.
So I think it's fair that if you're getting extra content, that you should pay for the extra content.
Right. No, I agree. But at the price that it is a lot of times, like a season pass for the new Assassin's Creed is like $40.
Yeah.
And then that's a whole nother game. It better be longer than the original game. But when I played Destiny, when I bought the game, it was like $40, and then the season
Yeah.
pass was like $20. But even still, like the main game of Destiny wasn't that long. It wasn't worth the $40. It was worth maybe $10. Gameplay was
Yeah.
fun, but as content, it was BS. And
Yeah,
I have a
I mean,
feeling
but-
that's what it's going to be like. And
But
you
you're
know
al-
what? If you're smart though, you'll be like me and just wait till they come out with another game, and so all the DLCs, all the season pass, it'll be all cheaper. It'll be like
Wait,
$5.
I was gonna say you wait for the Game of the Year edition where you can pay the normal price for everything.
Right, and
60
it doesn't
bucks for
matter.
everything. But some people want to get on there and play it while the game is hot and while everybody's online playing it.
Yeah,
And I think Destiny is an MMO, so yeah, you're gonna play through the story pretty quickly, but they're hoping that you're gonna stay online and do missions with people, and that's
be
what's
friends
gonna
with everybody.
that's what's gonna pad out your gameplay.
People, we need less contact with people.
Yeah.
Even more. No, I'm just kidding. We're already on games. We don't contact anybody. It is.
Well,
That's all I had to say. We're out. This is our last episode.
I was gonna say, is there have you heard any game news? Anything that you're looking forward to?
No, not currently. I haven't.
I heard something that I think will be awesome.
What did you hear?
They're doing an HD remake of Zone of the Enders Second Runner. So the second Zone of the
Okay.
Enders game. I loved the first one.
we owned one of them, didn't we?
We owned the first one, and I never
I
got
never
to play
beat
the
it.
second one. I beat the first one. The first one was really good.
Yeah.
I loved the fighting mechanics of it.
That's what the like. It's like Gundam. Like you got those ships,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you fly
Had a
above
sword
this,
and
like you fly above this big city, and then you drop down into I don't know what it was. It was like a space
substations,
station.
Yeah.
but then it had like different little cities and stuff on it, and you dropped down into the different cities and fought other, Gundam pilots and stuff like that. And the second game was supposed to be really good, but I never got to play it, and so they're doing an HD remake, and I'm hoping if anything that'll come with the first game, and they're gonna release it on the PS4.
Probably, but you need to own a PS4 to play it.
I don't need to own one. I got one in my living room.
Enough of his landlord.
Not my landlord.
Well, actually, one game. I mean, this is not really old news, but I'm still anticipating Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
I keep seeing screenshots and like teaser videos, and
I was gonna say, have you seen the teaser videos?
It's so awesome. I loved the first game. I had it for the PS3, and I played the living daylights out of it, and then I got Jeff got me it for the PS4, and I have yet to play it on the PS4. It's the same game. It's just better graphics, but it's still a really good. The story is just amazing. It's awesome. Even the DLC is pretty good.
Yeah, I know there's a little controversy with the trailers that they've been releasing for that game.
Yeah,
because of how violent they are, and
you see more violence on the news than you do on those things.
Yeah, it's just interesting because I think some people are a little concerned that, in the places they've released these these trailers, it's a lot of like kids watching them, and
again, there's more violence on the news than there is. It's probably the same, and it comes down to the parents. I don't, if you don't want your kids seeing that kind of stuff, then monitor that stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Granted, they can get their hands on things, but
don't just automatically assume a video game is safe for a kid. No matter.
Right. I mean, that's maybe we should talk a separate segment on game ratings, but that's one of the things that it's funny. Parents will pay attention to a movie rating more so than a video game rating.
Right. Yeah.
You see M for mature. For example, with my nieces and nephews, mostly nephews, while they were growing up, and they'll testify to this, when I had Halo's rated M for mature, believe it or not. It is rated for language and whatnot and violence, and it was kind of a scary game at the time.
Oh, man, the Flood.
The Flood freaked you out.
First Halo game, the Flood was so freaky.
Oh, man. But I remember they were like 9 to 12, and they're like, "Oh, Uncle Mike, I want to play this game. Can I? I'm gonna play." I'm like, "No, how old are you?" "Oh, I'm 12." I'm like, "Nope, you need to be at least 17, 18. "What?" I go, "Hey, it's M for mature.
Yeah.
Your parents aren't here. I don't have their permission. I'm not gonna let you play this game. You can play Banjo-Kazooie,
right?
But you can play these other games that are in your age range, but you're not gonna play this." I even like one of our other nephews, plays Call of Duty, and that's great. If the parents make that decision to let them play it, that's on them. But as far as me as an adult, I'm never gonna let you play that until I think you're of age and mature enough to. I'm gonna follow that guideline, just like with movie ratings. We grew up in a house where there were very few R-rated movies we could watch. There were only certain ones. Like
sometimes we got to sneak them in.
Yeah, we'd sneak them in.
Older siblings.
But looking back, like those certain movies, I could see why they were like. I remember our older brother, we'll just say names, Rick. Rick rented Dracula one time.
Yeah, and I remember watching that.
And I was watching that, and that freaked me out. And I still got to check my closet, man, because any dark hallway freaks me out. Like I start walking, even now I'll walk, and I'm like, and I'll start running a little bit, and I'll trip Megan and keep going. But I mean, ratings are for a reason.
Like I don't have to run faster than monster. I just have to run faster than you.
You just got to trip the person next to you. But people really need to pay attention to game ratings because a lot of people can't handle, especially a young person, they can't handle that. That freaks them out. I mean, my son is only 2.5, and Monsters, Inc., I think, is a culprit in scaring him. He's scared of the closet right now. And that's Monsters, Inc.
Right.
What do you think Doom would be like?
Right.
Oh, my gosh. He'd be terrified.
Freak him out.
And he wouldn't be a good functioning adult, in my opinion.
Right.
But yeah, man. But I'm excited to see Last of Us 2 and play that. I love the story. The story is cool. The gameplay's fun. And if you like that game, if you can't wait, just and you haven't played Uncharted, it's the same type of game. That's another really fun series.
Same company, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's the same company,
Naughty Dog.
and it just it's a great series.
Yeah.
But Last of Us, oh man.
Is there anything you've been playing lately?
So I've been playing. So again, I've been going back into retro. I was playing Spider-Man on my PlayStation here. I finally got it working.
Oh my gosh!
I bought the first Spider-Man game on it.
Not the movie game.
Not the movie game.
The one based off the animated series where
you couldn't fall down. It wasn't open world
because it was
a gas.
A gas. Yeah, that's how they explained it. You could, but you could swing without buildings. Like your webbing didn't touch anything. It was just you were swinging through midair.
Yeah, I've been playing that, and it's actually pretty fun. But it's a difficult game because navigate you on the PS1. They were just starting to utilize the joystick, so you couldn't really do the pan around to look and stuff. Where you were dependent on the directional. If you're looking forward, that's where the camera's going to automatically pan to.
Yeah, I remember. The final level in that game was so hard. You had to escape as quick as you could, and you don't. Again, you can't like you were saying, you don't have good camera controls, and you can't see anything, so you're freaking out the whole time.
Yeah,
when you run into walls and stuff.
And I think this applied to a lot of other. It happened. I think they fixed it in 2, but in like a Spider-Man 2 movie 2 game. But the first Spider-Man movie game and this Spider-Man game, like when you would crawl on a wall and you get to a certain point. Or if like you're crawling like forward and then it turns into up. Yeah. If you're still pressing up, all of a sudden he'll just like spaz out and go down. You're like, no, I don't want to go that way.
Yeah.
And I think they fixed it in 2 because Spider-Man 2, the movie game, but yeah, I'm playing this. I'm like, man, this is frustrating, but it's still pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I remember you could get all the different costumes in that game, so you could get Spider-Man.
You could. And you collected comic books too.
Yeah, that's how you got the costumes.
You can swing to the Fantastic Four building, and he makes a comment like, "Oh, the Fantastic Four. I wonder where they're at."
Yeah, and every costume he got gave him a different power.
Yeah.
So, like you had like Cosmic Spider-Man at one point, and he was invincible and had unlimited webbing and stuff, and then you had the Amazing Bagman, which was Spider-Man in a Fantastic Four costume with a bag over his head.
Yeah.
And there was really nothing like special about his powers though. And the Venom one, he had unlimited webbing.
Yeah, I always pick the Venom because I'm a huge Venom fan. I love Venom. Yeah. I think he's awesome. He's one of those anti-heroes. He's like a bad guy, but not really.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I've been playing. I just got code to download the new Call of Duty game, World War II game, which I'm going to do that when I get home, download that. And then also the Need for Speed 17, I got a code for that. So
17.
That's a lot of games.
Or is that based off of the year it was released?
Maybe. It's probably, hopefully. But there's been a lot of Need for Speed games.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of them. And Need for Speed is just, I feel like they dominate that market as far as racing in car games. Besides, I mean, you do have
there's the Forza
games.
Yeah.
And those are cool because they have the whole realism and, it's neat. But I feel like with car chases, when you have like cops and stuff, Need for Speed is where it's at.
Yeah.
I love playing multiplayer on there, especially when you're playing Hot Pursuit or something. One of your friends is a cop and you're just trying. It's essentially just a glorified tag game, which is awesome.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, that's what I've been playing, and Megan will be mad if she watches this episode, but I bought a GameCube.
Nice.
Since we talked about it last episode, we touched on it a little bit, and that's the one console we never got.
Yeah, we never had that console.
Out of Nintendo, I mean, there's a lot of other consoles we haven't had.
Yeah. But
out of the Nintendo line, that's the only one we never purchased.
And there's some games on there that I wanted to play. They had the Four Swords Adventure.
Yeah, Four Swords. They had Smash Brothers on that console.
Yeah, the GameCube Smash Brothers.
They had the Pokemon tournaments on there.
Yeah.
They had Pikmin. I always wanted to play Pikmin.
Yeah.
Or Pikmin.
Pikmin.
I always want to play it because that's so weird. What is it about? I have no idea.
Wasn't that the one they had Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles on?
I think so. And they had that Star Fox game. That was the first Star Fox you can actually run around and shoot and stuff rather than flying a ship.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited when that comes in. The question is if it works, but I mean, if y'all follow me on Instagram, you see what I always post like, hey, I just fixed this or fixed that, or I'll throw up a video of me turning it on, making sure it works. Again, I just repaired this Sony. I got a new laser. I got a new laser in my PlayStation 2 I just got. So I got that going.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've been looking at PS Vitas after talking to you and seeing you telling me that the Mega Man Legend games are on there.
Oh yeah, you can.
And I really want to play those again, but man, the price for the Vita for a console that is pretty much dead.
But it's not though. They're still coming out with games with it for it.
Yeah,
they're still. But granted, the games that are coming out for it, majority of them are just RPGs.
Yeah,
that's all it is. And because it's still a big console in Japan.
Yeah,
they're still playing it. The U.S. not so much. Not anymore.
It didn't do super well here.
No, and I think there's a lot of factors that contributed to that. I think it's a great console, especially as a virtual console. But in my opinion, if you're gonna get one, don't get a brand new one. Just go online, go on to Craigslist, go to OfferUp, go to any of those sites and find one. You can find one for like $100.
I was looking online at some of them, and one guy he had it for $120, and he goes, the charging port is broken. I'm not lowering my price.
See, it's like, dude, you're not gonna sell that.
It's like first of all, you're a dick. Second of all, I can find a perfectly good Vita
for the same price
for $150 for an extra $30, and I don't have to mess with it.
You can find one for $100. Like again, I found mine for $80. It was practically brand new, and the only thing is the girl just wanted to get rid of it because she didn't have a charger for it, and she's like, I don't know if it works or not. And so I took that leap. I was like, well, I'm gonna buy it for $80.
Yeah.
Worst case
scenario. Didn't you have a
scenario.
hard time with that too?
Yeah, so when I bought it, like she couldn't remember the girl. Okay, she didn't have the charger for it, so she couldn't go on there and erase all her data on there. So it was locked. And so I was like, man, how the heck? It had a parental lock on there. Because I was trying to factory reset it, do a soft reset. And I was like, I texted her. I was like, hey, do you know what your code is? And she could... I think in her mind, she's like, man, I ain't giving you my code. You're going to buy a bunch of stuff, which I understand. Right. I'm like, I wouldn't either. But then, and then I'm sitting there.
That's my code for everything. That's my PIN number. That's my...
Right. But it's a 4-digit code, like a numerical code. And so I literally started going 0000, 0001, 0. I was just going through. I got all the way up to like 2000 something, and then you came over, and you're like, "Dude, why don't you do a hard set? I'm sure they have a hard factory reset." And it was one of those like hand in the face, like palm in the face. I was like, "Oh, you idiot! Of course they have a hard factory reset." So I went online, I found it, and I did a hard factory reset, and then I was golden. I love it. I love it though. I love my Vita. I think it's worth it, especially you can use it as a controller and play games like if you have your PS4s in your living room, you can just play it in your bedroom.
Well, I don't have a PS4.
I know you need to own it. You need to get a PS4, but I think you should get one, and especially if you like. Man, when again at work, when I have downtime, I played Mega Man Legends 1 and 2, and it was awesome. Now I'm playing
both of them.
Oh yeah, I beat both of them.
Oh geez,
it was awesome. So I'm kind of glad those games don't have achievements, because then I'd probably be like racking my brain like, oh, I got to get this achievement just to say I got it.
Did you get that other, the other one, the one about Tron Bond?
Tron, no, I haven't gotten that one. Yeah, I want to get that one too, because I like those games a lot. And there were rumors of a third one.
Yeah, but
and then there was footage.
Later.
Yeah, we'll talk that next week. We'll talk about Mega Man Legends 3 and why they stopped.
You guys can find me at Charles_in_Beck on Twitter.
And you can find me on Instagram, up243. This has been a shorter version of one of our episodes.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
You can't find Jeff anymore. We don't know where he went.
And here, anyone that can find Jeff gets a reward. you can be on the show. We'll let you. And that's another thing. If you want to be on the show or if you want to call in, just let us know.
Oh, that would be so funny. Do a call-in
Yeah,
show.
call in show, even though it's a podcast.
That would be hilarious.
But leave your comments below. Tell us what you think. Tell us what else you want us to talk about.
Email us at earthgiants@gmail.com.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll be able to give you more information on any other games we talk in the future about.
Yeah.
This next time, I'm gonna play the game.
I won't have a cold, so I
That's
won't
true.
cough myself to death.
True. The camera just went out.
Yeah. Nice.
Click. Yeah, man. I wish Jeff was here. He'd talk more. You know, Jeff talks so much on the show.
Today was his day.
Yeah, it was.
He
his
was the
day to
only one
shine.
prepared for today's show. And
Yeah, I took notes. You know, while I was at work. You
you should have been playing games.
I should have, but I was at work. You know.
What's that PS Vita for?
Well, it's for work whenever I'm not busy monitoring stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I can't exactly like whoop it out when the client's sitting there. That's what she said.
That's what she's.
Welcome to Up, Down, Left, Right. No,
We're gonna restart this whole show.
restart this
now.
whole show. But
No, but yeah.